Check, check. Let's see here. Check, check. Let me know if you guys can hear me all right. I think Mio can hear us. Two in a row is on the table, but it's going to be tough. Check, check, check. All right, all right. Check. You be careful, Mio. Derek Jones Jr. is not back yet. Don't bring that casual stuff in here. DJ's not back quite yet. He is ahead of schedule. Daniel, you there? Cool, cool. Everything good? Thank you.
Shots fired.
What up, Tom? What up, Punk's going wrong? What up, Ice Cold? Show starts in 5. I enjoy watching Dylan Brooks versus LeBron way too much. I like Dylan Brooks. I think you need guys like that. Yes, he takes it too far sometimes. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Brooks has done wonders for Phoenix this year. They've hardly even had Jalen Green. Merry Christmas, Chase. A lot of people, as was I, were confused at the start time for this ball game because NBC games on the West Coast usually start at 8.
Well, originally this game was scheduled for 8, and
I
they changed it
know.
last week.
Why they? What
I have
changed?
no idea. No idea.
Yeah.
It is Peacock.
Let's get it. Somebody's got dunked on hard. I missed it. James Harden coming out to the floor to warm up. Bogey, Kobe Brown, Jordan Miller already out there. Welcome into Clippers Countdown and happy Christmas Eve, as your LA Clippers ride into a dome and taking on a team that always wears red regardless of the holiday season in the 17-9 Houston Rockets, who may be seeing red right now as they got some coal in their stocking. They've lost 3 of their last 4 ball games while blowing 2 late leads, including just the other night in Sacramento. So expect their best as they look to bounce back from a couple unexpected losses. But the Clippers, they're trying to rebound from an unexpectedly down season to this point. Perhaps this win Saturday night over the Lakers can help start the turnaround. Kawhi Leonard had 32 and 12 boards. James Harden had 17 and 10 assists. And the Clippers, it would break their 5-game losing streak with an early Christmas gift to the fan base by beating the Lakers 103-88 on Saturday night. Unfortunately, though, the victory came at a cost, as Ivica Zubac rolled his left ankle and was diagnosed with a grade 2 sprain that will keep him out at least 3 weeks. So here we are, back in a familiar position with one of their key players out for an extended period of time. So can the Clippers rally around the injury and find a way to overcome the loss in order to avoid more losses on the court, which they can ill afford right now? Tip-off from Intuit Dome between the Clippers and Houston Rockets is coming up just about 61 minutes from now. We will be joined by Grant Mona of the Sporting Tribune. But up next is your radio voice of the Clippers and Carlo Jimenez. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Good mix, Daniel. Wish Carlo was here to hear it.
Okay. I listen to Daniel's highlights every night. Dude, it is so quiet in that media room. It's like eerie.
Did you send Daniel anything?
Yeah, Tilu.
Oh, thanks for letting me know.
But I figured if you went with like the pattern, like when we win, you stick with the coach.
There's been no pattern.
There has, but losses, it's a little tougher. Losses is definitely can get a little hairy. Richard really, that's a lot of chess.
The Richard Show.
Oh, nice. Did they say? Oh. Yeah, I do. That's dope.
I know him too.
Yeah. He didn't have many highlights to cut.
Clippers taking on the Houston Rockets here at Intuit Dome. Tip-off just about 58 minutes away. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. This is Clippers Countdown, the official pregame show of your Los Angeles Clippers. Still to come, we'll have Grant Mona joining the show, and you're going to hear from the head coach in Tyronn Lue in the very next segment. But right now, it's your radio voice of the Clippers in Carlo Jimenez. Carlo, how are we doing?
Adam, what's up? I'm so excited to be here. It is the eve of Christmas Eve, and I'm spending it with you and David Bartley. Where would I rather be, honestly?
Probably a few other places, but
Nope.
you want to be around this Clippers team, no doubt
I
about
do.
it, because we have an opportunity here to see if they can win 2 in a row after losing 5 straight. Is this when they start to turn the corner and turn things around? Because Saturday night, one of their best victories of the season, 103-88 over the Lakers right here at Intuit Dome, and their defense showed up for 48 minutes in that ball game.
It's a great point. The Lakers were held to just 61 points through 3 quarters. It was their lowest total through 3 quarters all season. And then the Clippers holding them under 90 in that game. Super impressive stuff. I thought the group turned over the Lakers well. They didn't allow really anybody but LeBron James to get going offensively. And overall, made it tough for the Lakers to knock down shots from the outside. They shot just 6 for 38 in that game.
Really the first time in a long time the Clippers have won the three-point contest in the ball game. They were 16 of 43. As you mentioned, the Lakers just 6 of 38 from the outside. I think the Clippers were due for an off-shooting night from the opponent.
They're due for a couple
once.
more, too.
Yeah, they're long overdue for a couple more here. But We know Kawhi Leonard, when he scores 30 or more, they are really tough to beat. He had 32 points. Even though it took him 24 shots to get there, he was uber aggressive. I love that. And Coach Lou spoke about how he was rebounding. And when he's rebounding like that, you got a better version of Kawhi.
100%. I mean, 12 rebounds in that game was really impressive. Kawhi did tell the media postgame, well, I played 42 minutes. Of course I'm going to rebound more. But he hasn't had a lot of double-doubles this season, and he's averaging 6 rebounds a contest. What's really stood out to me is the shot attempts. At 24 for Kawhi Leonard. Adam, you look at his career, he is attempting the most field goals in his career since 2019, 2020. I mean, he's really getting shots up for this Clipper team, almost 20 per game at this rate.
That was his first year with the Clippers, of course. Also, last couple of games now, John Collins, we've seen a better version of him. 17 points. He also had 12 boards out there, 7 of 10 from the field, and knocked down a couple of three-pointers, a shot that had been evading him a little bit as of late.
And that's the key, that last part, those three-pointers, 2 of 3 from the outside. He's shooting 30% this season from the three-point line, but that number needs to increase, especially with no Ivica Zubac. The Clippers are going to have to find spacing because, let's be honest, Adam, with no Zoo, now teams are going to be able to maybe sag off John Collins a little bit in the hopes of having some sort of interior presence on the inside because the Clippers can go 5 out. So who are you going to play to guard the rim? Probably the guy guarding John Collins because of the way he's shooting the ball. If he can knock down shots from the outside, the Clippers get even more space with this new starting five.
And that was the downside of what happened on Saturday night. It wasn't all good for the Clippers because they will be without Ivica Zubac for at least the next 3 weeks after having a sprained left ankle, a grade 2 sprain, that is. But Brook Lopez stepped up in 25 minutes and had 11 and 5, hit 3 three-pointers in the ball game. They're going to need a lot more from him right now. And this is somebody who, it's not exactly foreign to being in the starting lineup when you're Brook Lopez.
Yeah, I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts over the weekend, Clippers Talk, and Joey Lynn was on it. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
You have? Okay,
Joey
so
Lynn,
Joey Lynn.
Clippers Talk, no, but Joey Lynn, he's a big star.
Good. Yeah, I know. I love Joey Lynn. Clippers Talk just kind of popped up on my YouTube.
Sorry.
I saw Joey Lynn, and I was like, I got to listen to that. So Joey was on talking about how this offseason, this is great intel, by the way. People should really watch this show, that Brook Lopez wanted to be in a starting role. And that coming into the offseason, his goal was to be on a team where he could be a starter. Now he's going to get that opportunity. This is a guy who started all but 40 games in his NBA career, and really a chance for him to be more aggressive and also let the game come to him a little bit more. You feel like when you're coming off the bench, you don't have that same opportunity maybe to be able to let the game come to you, but Brook Lopez can do that now because he's going to be starting and playing more minutes and really changing the way the Clippers play on the offensive end.
Yeah, can really ease his way into ball games, doesn't have to be looking over his shoulder every time he takes a shot and misses and feels like he's going to be pulled out of the ball game. This is his big opportunity. The Clippers have a chance to step up, make it 2 in a row. They are here at Intuit Dome taking on the Houston Rockets tonight on Christmas Eve. Tip-off is just 54 minutes away. Coming up next, Carlo Jimenez has his one-on-one conversation with the head coach in Teron Lue. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to Clippers Countdown right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
That was a good show. That beat reporter show, that was good. That was a good one.
Good intel, huh?
That was great.
Kawhi Leonard, Shake 8.
Yeah, Shake It. I thought it was like fun. It was fun to see all those guys come on for 15 minutes, and it was cool.
I guess you didn't want to come on, or?
Well, I never got a text. No one asked. No one's asked me to be on all season. Can you believe that?
Look at the email that I sent Carlo, guys. Look at this email I sent.
He hasn't asked me to be on all season.
Well, you're on right now.
All season. I have to be on right now.
Oh,
this is a mandatory viewing. It's all good.
Well, we're doing a Christmas spectacular show on Thursday, so if you want to come on,
yeah,
it's a marathon actually.
I'll do it from the plane on the way to Portland.
Well, you guys are flying out on Christmas?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Well, you're not gonna fly day of.
I don't know. Why not?
It's against NBA
Did you see
rules.
what happened to the Rams?
Is it?
Yeah, it's against the
You
rules.
can't go morning of to the Pacific Northwest?
No, that's against the rules of the NBA because what happens if you have a plane thing and then you never get there?
Yeah, like the Rams did on Thursday or Wednesday morning going to Seattle last week.
Yeah.
They were delayed like 8 hours.
Hey, how about the Niners?
How about the Niners?
How about the Niners?
How about them Ducks?
Bang, bang, Niner. Who'd you play? JM who?
Dukes.
Well, I can
JM who?
tell you who they played about a month ago.
All right.
We don't talk about that game.
All right. You're outnumbered. Bartley's got USC socks on.
I got USC Christmas socks on.
Outnumbered,
Exactly.
but not outgunned.
Ouch.
My goodness. Guys,
Like Dante Moore.
if you ever. Yeah, that's on Notre Dame.
Oh, you guys are so soft for that. You
No!
guys are
No,
so
that's
soft for that.
Any other team in that position would have done the same thing.
No.
You know it.
No, no.
Yes.
Go talk to Coach Lou.
All right. Go Panthers.
Clippers taking on the Houston Rockets here at Intuit Dome. Tip-off just about 50 minutes away. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. This is Clippers Countdown. Still to come. We'll go back in time in Clippers Rewind. But first, let's get back over to your radio voice of the Clippers and Carlo Jimenez.
Here with head coach Theron Lou before the Clippers take on the Houston Rockets. Coach Zoo's going to be missing a couple weeks here. What do you guys have to do to try to make up for his absence?
Well, one, we got to rebound the basketball collectively. You know, just meeting with James and Kawhi yesterday and saying that we got to make up for 11.5 rebounds a game, you know. And so with Zoo's presence on the defensive glass is going to be huge. And we know that we got to do it collectively.
This is a Rockets team that's been in a lot of close games recently. What do you guys have to do to execute late against them?
One, we got to box out and rebound the basketball. We can't give them extra possessions. You know, in Houston, they hurt us with 22 offensive rebounds. And the last possession of the game, a tip in for a three-point play. You know, so we got to rebound the basketball. And when we do that, we just can't get stagnant by them putting their 5 men on different guys. We got to play the game, and the game will dictate what shots you get.
What is it going to take with that small ball unit to be able to find a rhythm offensively?
I think not playing as much ISO. If we do get ISO, I think attacking early. You know, something we've been talking about all season and harping on, but just being able to attack early. If we don't have it, get to the next action, because when you're small, teams especially 1 through 5, they will mess up coverages if you're doing it with pace and you're doing it the right way.
Thank you so much. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Carlo Jimenez there pregame with Coach Lou. Tip-off between the Clippers and Rockets is just about 50 minutes away. I'm Adam Osland. It's Clippers Countdown, and up next, we're going back in time in Clippers Rewind right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Just nice and quick, huh?
I'm trying, man. All right. I'm trying.
Well, Coach Lou's locked in, so
He is locked in.
it's not easy.
Adam, I pulled your mic back a little bit.
Thank you.
Hopefully that should.
Check,
Can you
check,
pull it back
He's
all the
the-
way? Is that
I
possible?
could mute it.
Check,
Yeah.
I could mute it. That's always an
That'd
option.
be good, I think.
check, check. It sounds a little.
Yeah. Yeah, before the last question, I just blabbed, and then I asked the question, and I was like, hey, Daniel. I was like, there,
You forgot what you were going to ask, so you
Yeah,
kind of had to
I
take the
just-
long way.
I just like said
then-
things and then asked the question. I was like,
It happens.
yeah, you know.
Oh, great. People in here saying, I didn't know Carlo was a time traveler.
I am, yeah.
The jig is up.
No. He was right here. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah, I made sure to keep the camera off him.
Yeah, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like the lights.
They're also saying that Notre Dame is for people that can't get into USC.
I agree. Listen, if your opponent,
They're both places for people who can get into Oregon.
okay, if your opponent, no, if you,
Not even
if
close.
your- also, where's your Biola pride?
We run the West Coast.
Okay.
Here's the great thing about going to Biola. I become a free agent. I get a pick. I get a pick. Whatever college football team I want to. Yeah, they don't have one. So
So you just pick a bandwagon.
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 I've been with them since freaking. But
Since
Coach
what, Chip
Mike
Kelly?
Bellotti. Mike Bellotti. What you know about Mike Bellotti?
I don't know anything about Mike Bellotti.
Exactly.
You're a Tennessee volunteer.
Is hey Adam, is Mike Bellotti, is that Joey Harrington era?
Yeah, it
or-
is.
Okay.
The piano man.
That's some respect right there.
my fit. Where are we rewinding to?
Guys, stop looking at Carlo. Clippers taking on the Houston Rockets here at Intuit Dome. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. This is Clippers Countdown, the official pregame show of your LA Clippers. Still to come, your player to watch, and Grant Mona will be here from the Sporting Tribune. But first, we're going back in time in Clippers Rewind. Almost 8 years to the day here. It was December 22nd of 2017. The biggest movie out was Star Wars Episode 8. Don't need to talk about that or that trilogy in general. Carlos said it was his favorite, right behind the prequels, because that's what kind of guy he is. Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle was out then. The biggest song on the radio was Post Malone's Rockstar, and certainly the leader of the band that season for the Clippers was Sweet Lou Williams. But there was another lesser-known member in Jawan Evans who would make a big impact too in a Clippers unlikely road victory in Houston over James Harden and the Rockets. Brian Seaman on the call. Jawan Evans drawing multiple offensive fouls on James Harden late in that ball game. Sweet Lou Williams had 32. Austin Rivers had 36. And the Clippers would upset the Rockets 128-118. It was the start of a new era of Clippers basketball without Blake and CP3. And that scrappy bunch finished the season 42-40 during the 2017-2018 season for the Clippers. Coming up next, as we are just 45 minutes away from tip-off here at Intuit Dome, Clippers taking on the Rockets as I'm watching Brook Lopez put him up on the right wing off of passes from Jeff Van Gundy as he gets set to start tonight with no Ivica Zubac for at least the next 3 weeks. And we'll get to your player to watch. I'm Adam Osland. You're listening to Clippers Countdown right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
All right. First of all, I thought Rogue One was pretty good.
Rogue One is good. That has nothing to do with episode 7, 8, or 9. Rogue One's great. Rogue One's
7?
the best Star Wars movie since Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, but what's 7?
Trash is what it
I don't
is.
even remember.
7 is basically a remix of A New Hope.
Oh, they gotta get the plans.
That was the J.J. Jar Jar Abrams' first movie of the new trilogy with Daisy Ridley, and it had Harrison Ford back.
Yeah,
and he dies in it. He gets killed by cosplay Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Adam Driver.
Kylo Ren.
Trash. What are your thoughts on 8? I don't know. There was some funky stuff. The point is, we like Ryan Johnson, but
Who's we?
We trusted him to do something good with it, and instead he had like Ryan Johnson movies are usually good though. This was not. Well, I still prefer that over episode 7.
What
honestly.
are you doing? Player to watch.
Clippers taking on the Houston Rockets here at Intuit Dome. Tip-off 43 minutes away. Welcome back. I'm Adam Osland. It is Clippers Countdown. Still to come, Grant Mona will be here from the Sporting Tribune, a guy who likes the OG trilogy, unlike Carlo Jimenez, who thinks the prequels and 7, 8, and 9 are the superior Star Wars films.
My favorite character, Jar Jar Binks.
You see what he does? This guy might be trolling, but I'm not even sure anymore. Let's get to it. player to watch. It's out there. For Carlo, it's Jar Jar Binks. So, no, I'm going with a guy who is a fan of the Star Wars movies because he's a fan of Disney, and they own them now. That would be Brooke Lopez, Splash Mountain, Brolo, the Brookie Monster. Starting for Avitsa Zubats for some time here as Big Zoo was diagnosed with a grade 2 left sprained ankle. Happened late in the first quarter against the Lakers on Saturday night. So, Brooke Lopez back in a familiar role, starting again, like he had been throughout his entire career before this season. And I do think that change and him coming off the bench probably has been a more difficult adjustment than anyone expected out there. But now he should get more minutes, more opportunities, more shots. He's in a place that's familiar and he can refine himself or relocate what we saw last season when he was averaging over 30 minutes a game with the Milwaukee Bucks and still playing at a very high level. 1 year removed from that, shouldn't change too much in his game, and he has given them a little bit of help on the perimeter where the Clippers have not been a good three-point shooting team so far this season. Well, Brolo can help there as I'm watching him put up left wing three after left wing three right now, and they are butter from the outside off of passes from Jeff Van Gundy here at Intuit Dome. But something else he has to do is when they put a small on him, when he gets down the floor and beats his man down the floor, in transition, they got to post him up. They got to give him some of those opportunities. He's still very much capable. And if everybody else is doing what they're supposed to be doing defensively, this is somebody who finished second in Defensive Player of the Year voting just about 2 seasons ago. He's still very good. But his mobility isn't what it used to be back when he was 27, now 37. So you have to funnel guys towards him. That's when he is at his best, playing that drop coverage. And we saw that big block he had on LeBron James on Saturday night. Brolo, Brooke Lopez, my player to watch tonight here at Intuit Dome as the Clippers get set for the Houston Rockets. Tip-off just 40 minutes away. Coming up next, Carlo Jimenez. No, I'm just playing. We'll get to your injury report. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
That wasn't nice.
Is that Jar Jar?
All right. Look, if you told Oregon,
Here we go.
hey,
Here we go.
you guys have to play USC every year, and
You
by
guys-
the way, if
you
you
guys
finish,
know the expression grasping at straws, you're about to witness
if
it.
you if you guys finish with the same record, they're automatically in, and you're not.
What are you talking about?
Or I'm talking about Notre Dame. Notre Dame has an agreement with the college football playoff that if
Next
they,
season.
that's what I'm saying.
What about it? What does that have to do with Oregon?
No, I'm saying if it was Oregon, it's a theoretical to prove my point.
What is your point? I'm trying to follow.
That let's say you had to play Notre Dame, right?
Oregon
And-
plays Notre Dame.
And if you guys, let's say you're 11-1,
Okay.
and they're 10-2, and they beat you, and they get in, and you don't because they have a handshake agreement with the college football playoff.
There's no way they wouldn't get in at 11-1 if they only have one loss. They're
No, you're both 11-2.
11-2. They're probably still getting in. Bama just got in with 3 losses.
Oh,
This is a terrible example,
That's the
guys.
point.
What are we doing? First of all, the Ducks don't lose, so I can't even
Yeah, because
fathom.
Phil Knight writes a blank check.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, USC never dropped a bag of cash at Reggie Bush's house.
No,
Bought a house for his family,
they paid
and then they
rent.
dropped the
They
cash
paid-
there.
Somebody else paid rent. Yeah. All right, whatever. You know what?
University of soft
Adam woke
children
up and
who
chose
won't play
violence today.
Notre Dame anymore. They got nowhere to.
Notre
worries.
Dame's schedule is softer than anything.
Well,
My pillow's
USC
firmer.
prays for those days.
I honestly think they didn't account for that. Like the Big Ten is
Loaded.
yeah. Like
They
like
didn't account for that.
Lincoln was in the Big 12 where he played 3 good games a year.
They didn't know the Big Ten was him. Clippers taking on the Houston Rockets. Here at Intuit Dome, tip-off just about 37 minutes away. I'm Adam Osland. This is Clippers Countdown. Coming up in our Media Roundtable segment, we'll have Grant Mona on, G. Mona from the Sporting Tribune. And then maybe we'll get back to Carlo Jimenez at some point. But first, your injury report here. For the Houston Rockets, still no Dorian Finney-Smith. Of course, Fred VanVleet out for the season with the ACL before the year started that he tore in his right knee. As for the Clippers, of course, no Bradley Beal. Ray J. Dennis is on two-way assignment right now in the G League. Derek Jones Jr. still out with the right knee sprain, but he's coming along in ahead of schedule. CP3, of course, not with the team. Ivica Zubac is out for at least the next 3 weeks with that left ankle sprain. All right, while we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Coming up next, Grant Mona will be here from the Sporting Tribune in our Media Roundtable segment as the Clippers get set to take on the Houston Rockets here at Intuit Dome. Tip-off just 36 minutes away. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to Clippers Countdown here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Merry Christmas.
That makes it easy. Yeah, it's not really about you.
Josh, Notre Dame did not belong in. You lost to the best two teams you played, and then the team that beat you head-to-head also beat Texas A&M, who you lost to. You don't have a case. It's over. Now, if you want to say you should have been in over the two
Mic
group
check.
of five teams, fine. But that wasn't
Grant,
gonna
mic
change.
check.
You want to talk? Sorry.
Are we talking about Notre Dame and USC?
In Oregon, and I
Oh.
don't know. I don't know where this thing, Star Wars, it
I see-
spiraled out of control.
I see University of Spoiled Children.
I call them soft children now since they don't want to play Notre
They
Dame
don't want to play
anymore.
Notre Dame. That's kind of crazy.
Carlo doesn't want to play Notre Dame.
Fight on.
Soft on.
Oh, David. I didn't even go to USC. I'm just a USC fan.
You are a fan?
Yeah, I am. I have been since like the Liner days.
Are you
so-
embarrassed?
I am. Well, just by their performance over the past couple of years as well, under Lincoln Riley. So,
No, you should not have gotten in over Bama. Bama won at
yes.
Georgia in Athens and broke like a 50-game home winning streak. They had a way better win than any of yours. Your best wins were close losses. No.
And
Their
losses
schedule was
were good,
better.
too. Their losses were good too. Like it's not like they lost to scrubs. Bama,
Yeah.
yeah.
They turned it over a bunch to lose to Oklahoma, and then
And
they
then
just proved they can beat Oklahoma.
They won.
Notre Dame has no excuse. If you want to say JMU and stuff, sure, but that was already built in that the group of five teams were going to get it. Join a conference.
Right. And Notre Dame had already lost to two playoff teams in already. So
If
it's
you
like,
want the
what are you crying about?
ACC bid, join them. Welcome back in. It's Clippers Countdown. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, as we are just 33 minutes away from tip-off here at Intuit Dome. Clippers taking on the Houston Rockets. Still to come, we'll get your drive around the league and back to Carlo Jimenez. But first, let's head over to Grant Mona. G. Mona is what we like to call him, from the Sporting Tribune. Grant, thanks for joining me here on Clippers Countdown.
Thanks for having me. It's good to be back on. It's good to see the chat kind of a little bit healthier after a win on Saturday against the Lakers. But there's business to take care of tonight, huh, Adam?
Yeah, the chat is still on life support here on
Yeah.
Clippers Talk, but we're trying to turn a corner. The Clippers have an opportunity to win 2 in a row against quality squads. I will admit that Lakers team was banged up, but the Clippers aren't going to apologize for winning a ball game like that when they've had so many guys missing so far this season.
Right, and exactly. And that's the kind of thing that I've heard a lot of people say, well, the Lakers were injured. They were missing 3 of their 5 starters, and they were missing 4 of them when Luka went out in the second half. But the Clippers have been dealing with injuries literally all season. So any win you can get in any fashion at this point that is what matters. And I know the record is what it is, but at this point, you just got to stack wins. And I know Kawhi Leonard had a non-efficient game, but he still put up numbers. They still got the job done. I am just very curious, Adam, about the center rotation tonight because we have an injury to Ivica Zubac.
We anticipate Yannick Conan Niederhauser getting an opportunity. We saw him yesterday. I believe you were at practice watching him run some pick and roll opportunities with James Harden. What have you seen from Yannick back to Summer League and the preseason and the few minutes we've seen so far here in the big leagues?
Yeah, I've noticed such a steady growth from Yannick, from when he was drafted, such a raw physical talent, to then Summer League, kind of developing with his teammates in Summer League, to preseason, now to the G League season. I mean, this guy's gotten more comfortable from the three-point line. Again, that's not part of his game yet, but at least he's willing to work on it. He's taking the shots in the G League. And, I asked Ty Lue before the game, what does he learn from Brook? What does he learn from Zoo? Two completely different types of centers at these points in their careers, a traditional center in Zoo, and then a guy that can stretch the floor in Brook. And he said, well, Yannick's the fastest guy on the floor. We're trying to get him lobs, but also just learn the speed of the game, learn the game of basketball. And to have Zoo and Brook as your mentors, that's kind of a great combo right there to get the job done, right?
Best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Two great guys to learn from on polar opposite ends of the center spectrum, where tonight we're going to see Brook Lopez in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
A real stretch five out there, which opens up the floor a little bit more and create some different opportunities. And maybe we see John Collins as more of the pick and roll option for James Harden to play with.
Right. And John Collins had such an awesome game in his last game against the Lakers, 12 rebounds. That's a season high for him. That's kind of what they got him for. They wanted it to be that Aaron Gordon prototype, right? That's kind of why they made the move to go get John and kind of put the shooting guard position in the back seat. But now you need John to be even more crucial to this team because you know that Brook is probably going to box guys out, but you need somebody to crash the glass. You need John to come in and be a force physically, and they're going to use John at the small ball five. They're going to use Nico at the small ball five. What they do with those lineups, it remains to be seen, but now John becomes more important. Nico becomes more important. It's just kind of that next man up that we've seen, Adam, from Clipper teams in years past.
Right.
John is going to be a very crucial part of that with his size and his athletic ability for sure.
How comfortable do you think Brook Lopez will be getting back into a familiar role as the starter once again?
I think it's going to be more seamless than going to the bench, just for me, because he's going to be going up against traditional centers. I remember I asked Ty Lue at practice last week, you brought Brook back into the rotation. What do you want to see from him? He said, it's matchup based. And he mentioned the Houston Rockets, which he's going to get to play tonight. So I know that the Rockets aren't going to probably have a double big lineup, but I think this is a matchup that suits him. Two teams that are very slow in the half court, right? They love to play the half court offense. They do turn the ball over a lot, the Clippers do, but I think Brook is more suited to be with the starters. That doesn't mean that's no knock on Ivica Zubac. It's not at all. Zoo is incredibly important to this team, but I think we're going to see a different type of Brook in the starting lineup with extended minutes. He was used to that with Milwaukee. I'm just excited to see how he manipulates his game from the bench to the starting role.
Thrown right back into the fire, taking on this Houston Rockets team, a historically great team when it comes to the rebounding department and specifically offensive rebounds. But we saw Kawhi Leonard grab 12 boards the other night. 6 of those were offensive rebounds. Coach Lue spoke to it post-game after the win over the Lakers, but he knows when Kawhi's rebounding, he's very engaged.
Yeah, he was. I mean, there was something special about Kawhi. I don't know what it was that he had before the game. I don't know if he had a Red Bull before the game. No sponsor intended there. Any energy drink. Let's just put it that way.
I know something was spilled in his locker room.
There was something spilled in his locker room. Maybe that was the energy that he had. But there was something different about Kawhi and the way he moved. He was crashing the glass, like you mentioned, with the rebounds. But just the way he was moving on the offensive end, that's the type of Kawhi Leonard. And it's not like Kawhi has been bad. I'm not saying that. But if they can get that type of energy, that type of fight from Kawhi Leonard each and every night, first of all, what kind of toll does that take on his body? We have to look at that. And then the minutes that he plays. I mean, he played 40 minutes, right? So he's going to play a lot more. How is that going to affect his ability to play as we get into the January, the Februarys? But my goodness, if he plays like that, he's going to get all NBA again. I mean, that's how good he was playing.
James Harden was at 41 minutes in the ball game, 10 assists to just 3 turnovers. Was second in the plus-minus department at plus 24. What have you seen from him coming back from the injury?
Yeah, he hasn't been as crisp as I feel like we all expected, but at least against the Lakers, he had the physical traits. He looked like he was bouncy. I was watching him pregame to see how he was coming off of screens, how he was doing physically. He looked really good. So I'm just looking at kind of the physical components because, again, James is a type of guy that he's going to put in the work. Sure, he's going to have a few bad games, but 20 field goals attempted, so he's going to put up the shots. He's going to try to at least get his teammates involved. And I'm just looking right now at how he is physically. He looks good physically. I think as the time goes on, he's going to maybe take a little bit more time to work with Brooke. Again, this is something that they haven't played a lot with in the starting lineup. It's going to look a little bit rusty. I will try to tell people that. But I think over time, having that pick and pop guy as opposed to the pick and roll or the pick and shoot guy, I think that's going to be really crucial for them.
I mentioned Kawhi Leonard in the stellar game on both ends of the floor. Chris Dunn's offense has been better this season, and defensively, that might have been his best game against the Lakers on Saturday as well.
Yeah, he always likes to take those Luka Doncic matchups very well. I know they like to get him off of Luka, but Chris Dunn, when you get into these matchups, he's going to be going up against KD, some really good guards, and Amen Thompson and Reed Shepherd. There's going to be a very big challenge ahead of him, but when he's engaged on defense, it looks like it translates to the offensive end, and his three-point percentage has improved from last year up until this point. He looks way more comfortable taking it's almost like sometimes he takes no-dip threes, but I think he's kind of manipulated the way he catches and shoots the ball to be more efficient in that department, and that's kind of an underrated part of the season. Chris Dunn is shooting it very well, but the defense, I am never worried about Chris Dunn with the defense, but the offensive part, it's kind of underrated this year.
We've talked about Yannick Niederhauser obviously being a guy who can fill up some of the minutes lost without Ivica Zubac, but what about Kobe Brown? What about Nico Batum and John Collins playing some five out there?
Yeah, I think Nico's going to have to play some small ball five. Look, they love to go to that small ball unit, and now you have another guy along with Nico. Usually it was just Nico. Now it's John as well. And I know that everyone wants the traditional big, the traditional backup center because they're running Ben Simmons at 5 last year. But I think that Ty Lue loves that small ball unit, and it just gives him another reason, another excuse to do so. But I think that's completely fine with this unit because you got to understand, second units in the Western Conference specifically, they're faster, they're quicker, they're younger, they're more athletic. So maybe a 5 of guys that can stretch the floor, maybe that helps the Clippers. You never know. We haven't seen it yet this year a lot because of Brooke, but maybe we can see something different.
It's looked to me a little bit like Kobe Sanders has hit somewhat of a rookie wall compared to how he started things off, and maybe that's scouting and teams have tape on him, and now he has to adjust back to what they're throwing at him. But he had a big throw down against the Lakers that got me up and out of my seat.
Yeah, I just love the physical talent of Kobe Sanders. And not just that, but he plays beyond his years, I feel like. And like you said, he has hit a wall over the past couple of weeks in terms of teams kind of figuring out the speed of the game. He kind of got sped up a little bit. I could tell when he gets the ball, sometimes he tries to speed the game up more than what he needs to. He's got great gifts physically. Tall player, can pass the ball, and his corner 3-ball shooting has been really good as a Clipper. It wasn't that great at Nevada, but now it's translated a little bit better at the pro level. So I am a big fan of Kobe Sanders. I feel like, Adam, that 2-way contract is going to be converted to a standard at some point. It's just a matter of when. But as of now, he just has to learn the intricacies of basketball. He has to learn the speed of the game. And once he does that, the physical talent's going to take him.
Clippers taking on the Rockets tonight. Where do you have Houston in the hierarchy of teams in the Western Conference?
I have them at the top 4, 5. That's just how I have them. I think that, obviously the Fred VanVleet injury kind of messed some things up, but Reed Shepherd has been so good in his absence. That is such a true offensive talent that they have in Reed Shepherd. Combine that with the leap that Amen Thompson has gotten with his ball handling. Then you add a Kevin Durant to that. This is a lethal Houston Rockets team. The size that they have, they're not even using Clint Capella because of how much talent they have there. And I think if you look at it, yeah, they've been pretty bad down the stretch. They've been bad in overtime. They've been bad in fourth quarters. But I trust that this Houston Rockets team is going to be there when it's all said and done. And that is a very big challenge for a Clippers team that's trying to find their footing in the West.
Tip-off just about 23 minutes away. He's Grant Mona. Follow him at gmona48 on X. Find him there. He does it for the Sporting Tribune here, covering your Los Angeles Clippers. Grant, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Thanks for doing this here on Clippers Countdown.
Happy Holidays, Adam. Always good to see you.
Coming up next, we'll get to your drive around the league. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
Still talking about college football.
Notre Dame, give it up, man. Your best win sucks, and you lost to the best teams you played.
This is what the season's come to. We are instead talking about the college football playoff instead of Clippers basketball pregame. Come on, guys. Brooke Lopez, Yannicone Niederhauser? No? Nobody?
I'm here for it. Thanks, Grant. Good to see you, man. What up? Because they started off hot. I know. Because they started off hot and they had that close win over Bama. I always was like, fade them. They're not going to last. Just because my buddy goes there. And maybe that was part of it, but I was a non-believer. Yeah, purgatory. It's all good, Jason. Clippers taking on the Houston Rockets here at Intuit Dome. I'm Adam Moslin. This is Clippers Countdown. We're about 20 minutes away from tip-off. Coming up, back to Carlo Jimenez. But first, let's get to your drive around the league, brought to you by Toyota. It's the Here and Now sales event at your Toyota dealer. The clock is ticking. Don't wait to grab a great deal on a new Toyota. We make it easy. The association with games coming on Christmas, everybody's playing today, including the Raptors, who would win in Miami 112-91. Scotty Too Hottie Barnes had 27 points in the victory. The Bucks would win in Indiana 111-94. Ryan Rollins with 23 points in the win. The Cavaliers with another good victory for them, beating the Pelicans, who had won 5 straight. Cleveland 141, New Orleans 118 in Cleveland. Sam Merrill was 22, 6, and 7 in the victory. Chicago, with the Bulls going into Atlanta, would get the victory 126-123. It was Josh Giddey with 19, 11, and 15 assists. 76ers would fall to the Brooklyn Nets 114-106, even with 27 and 6 boards from Joel Embiid. Hornets over the Wizards at home 126-109. LaMelo Ball with 23 and 9 in the win. And right now at the half in Utah, it's the Grizzlies up 69-67. Santi Aldama with 17 points in the first 24 minutes of that one. Late third quarter in San Antonio, Spurs over the Thunder, 87-79. That is a nice budding rivalry, of course, if you watch the cup play that we just had. And then in Dallas, it's the Mavericks up 123-121 over the Denver Nuggets. Coming up next, back to Carlo Jimenez. I'm Adam Moslin. It's Clippers taking on the Houston Rockets here at Intuit Dome. Merry Christmas Eve. You're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. I don't recommend watching Clippers talk and flying, but if you're just a passenger, that's cool. Oh, so you didn't really get Chick-fil-A. Clippers and Houston Rockets from Intuit Dome. Tip-off just 16 minutes away. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. This is Clippers Countdown. Coming up, we'll get to your keys to victory. Clippers just entering the court in the layup line here, as you can probably tell in the background. The DJ Dents has things a little bit more pumped up. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Everyone in the swell wearing Santa hats out there as we get set for a good one in the Western Conference after the Clippers got the victory over the Lakers on Saturday night. And it was another game where their defense really shined. And overall, if you go back the last 8 to 10 games, this Clippers team is starting to figure things out again on the defensive end. There are shades of what we saw last season from this group. It really started on the road trip. They played well against Minnesota. They played well against the Memphis Grizzlies. And they are currently 14th defensively over the last 10 games. I do wonder what they are over the last 8 here, as I assume it's a little bit better or a little bit worse. It's 19th. All right, rejoined by Carlo Jimenez, your radio voice of the Clippers. Carlo, let's talk about the defense and what's changed for this Clippers team, because you mentioned a little bit earlier, but it seems like obviously with defense, it's more about effort, it's more about attitude, and it's a want-to out there. And that's what we saw throughout all 82 games last season. They hung their hat on their defense, and that gave them a nice floor heading into every game of kind of a baseline of what you were expecting from this squad. But there are flashes of what we saw last season again over the last couple of weeks or so.
Yeah, I think the Clippers have shown that they can get back to being that elite defensive team. They've had stretches where they've played really well. You talked about that Laker game, maybe one of the more impressive defensive games, holding the Lakers just 88 points in that contest. You hold any NBA team to 88 points, that's going to be a great sign. I think for the Clippers, it comes down to rebounding. Last 4 games, they are 3rd in defensive rebounding percentage. They have to be in top 5 in defensive rebounding percentage if they want to be able to be that elite defense.
Well, they'll be tested tonight against the best offensive rebounding team in the league, the best rebounding team in the league, and they're doing historic stuff on that end. Last time out, they had 22 offensive rebounds against the Clippers, and that was with Ivica Zubac. Coach Lou talked about it a little bit pregame, so how do you handle the Houston Rockets now? He said what he's been saying all season long. You got to find your man and box out.
You do, and you really have to be able to get somebody to put a body on somebody. You have to be the more physical team. You have to be the more aggressive team. And most importantly, Adam, you have to find a guy every time. Ty talks about turning and hitting. That's what the Clippers have to do. Find a body. Be the first to make contact, you know. The Clippers, if they want to win this game, it's going to start with the rebounding and being able to not allow Houston to get second chance opportunities. But I think, and we can talk about this a little more, Houston is struggling the last couple of games. You have an opportunity against them. They have kind of slipped on the defensive end.
Yeah, they're 1-3 their last 4 games, and they've dropped 2 games where they were up big to lesser squads, you would say, and they couldn't find a way to put those squads away. Something actually, obviously, the Clippers have been struggling with all season long in the second half of ball games during crunch time and clutch time, but they were able to do that against the Lakers and punch back when it was a 7-point game about midway through the 4th quarter. But Houston, they're coming off a couple of tough losses to the Sacramento Kings and the New Orleans Pelicans here.
Yeah, look, they're 1-3 in they're 2-4 in their last 6 games, Adam. I'm going to read you some stats here, maybe get your reaction.
Give it to me.
So they were 5th in the NBA in defense before this 6-game stretch. They've been 5th to worst in this 6-game stretch, 26th on a defensive end.
So from top 5 to bottom 5.
Top 5 to bottom 5. They're averaging 18 turnovers a game in this stretch, 3rd worst in the NBA. And they're giving up 22 points a game off turnovers in that stretch.
Ime Udoka spoke about this after the loss to Sacramento the other night, saying he's got to find other ways to motivate his squad against lesser teams. Well, record-wise, the Clippers would be one of those squads right now at 7-21. But you would expect, because of those numbers you just gave and how they've been playing as of late, to get Houston's best shot tonight.
It feels like it's a get-right game for them, especially with the way they've played their last 3 overtime games, the last 4 contests. But if you're the Clippers on the flip side of that, you're saying, look, the blueprint's out there. It's go after Durant. It's go after Şengün on the defensive side. And it's create turnovers on the defensive side of the ball. Can you do that? And if you can do that, you can win games. I mean, Ime Udoka spoke about it pregame. He says, look, we know what other teams are doing. They're attacking KD. They're attacking Alfred when they're on defense, and then they're crashing the glass. Sacramento out-offensive rebounded Houston last game, 19-13. So it's not impossible for this Clipper team. The effort, the intensity, the focus have to be there. I understand it's the Houston Rockets, and I feel like, though, the Clippers have a shot here tonight to get a big win against this Houston team simply because Houston's just not playing their best basketball.
Well, and they also have a big game on Christmas Day, obviously, here in Los Angeles, taking on the Lakers. So you could have a letdown where you just have one of those early road trips in the season where you're not quite at your best after starting off the season as hot as they have.
And they're in the middle of a stretch, Adam, in which they're playing 11 of 14 on the road. I mean, this is a brutal stretch for the Houston Rockets. This is game 5 of a 6-game road trip that ends next game in downtown. But you're late in a road trip. You're trying to figure things out before the break. You know, the Clippers, if they can play the same way they did to start the game against OKC, to start this game, you could get out to a healthy lead and also understand that, hey, even if Houston gets out to a lead in those 3 losses, their 3 of their last 4, they've been up 13, 16, and 25 in the fourth quarter. Not 26 in the fourth quarter, sorry, but the 13 and 16 in the fourth quarter they've been up. So the Clippers have a chance in this game.
Obviously, they have a big loss to overcome without Ivica Zubac.
Yeah.
My player to watch in this ball game, rightfully so, Brooke Lopez. Who are you going with for the Clippers here,
What
Carlo?
a pick. What, Bartley, you got to pick? I'm going to let Bartley go
I feel like you're being sarcastic.
Bartley's going James Harden.
Oh, he probably took your guy then.
No, because my guy is very important, and I'll explain.
James Harden's not, guys. Did you hear that?
He is. But I think my guy is the true X factor. Chris Dunn.
Ooh.
And specifically, the three-point shooting of Chris Dunn. If Chris Dunn can shoot well enough from deep to force Alfred Şengün to not just hang out in the paint, that will be huge for the Clippers. Now, Chris is shooting almost above 50% from 3 his last 4 games, 11 for 20. But he has struggled against the Rockets traditionally. I believe he was 3 for 9 last time the two teams faced off. I think if Chris Dunn can knock down 2 of his first 3 3-point shots, that can really change things for the Clippers.
It definitely seems like a confidence thing, especially when they leave you alone so dramatically like that on an island where you have Alperen Şengün completely just not respecting your shot and all eyes are on you. It puts a little bit more pressure to knock those shots down. I think that's gotten to Chris a little bit in the past, but he's shooting right now almost 39% from the outside on the season overall. It's kind of flown under the radar because the Clippers are 7-21.
Yeah.
But offensively, he's having one of his better seasons.
No, he really is, Adam. I mean, he's shooting 50% from the field. Percentage-wise, he's the second best three-point shooter for this Clippers team. So if he can continue to knock down shots at that elite rate, I think that's just going to be huge for the Clippers in this game. And you need John Collins and Kawhi Leonard to get in double-digit rebounds. You just have to against this Houston team. Ty Lue mentioned it. The greatest rebound margin in NBA history is by the Boston Celtics in 72-73. They're a plus 10.3. Houston's a plus 10.6. That means they win the rebound margin by an average 10 per game, if not more. So the Clippers, you just have to have everybody, all 5 guys, need to be intent on grabbing the ball. It's a good thing, too, Houston's healthy for the first time all season. They have their entire rotation here today. It's going to be a tall task for the Clippers.
Yeah, not going to be easy. Let's see if the Clippers are up for it. Tip-off just about 8 minutes away here at Intuit Dome. Clippers and Houston Rockets. And coming up next, we'll get your keys to victory right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
I'm going James Harden, 35-plus points tonight.
35. Guys, I'm telling you, they have a chance. Have I talked myself into this all weekend? Did I text Adam this morning? I'm irrationally confident today. Yes. Yes, I am.
I feel it a little bit, but maybe not as strongly, emphatically as Carlo does.
I do worry about the whole,
They're
we've
upset.
lost 3 or 4. Let's take our feelings out.
We got Santa Claus in
They're
the
upset.
swell over here, so
Santa Claus is in the swell.
I think
big.
we got a good chance.
That's big. That's big, Barley. And he's mic'd up. They mic'd up Santa Claus. Can you believe that?
And
Last
the
4
Grinch.
games, their bottom 5 defense.
And we have the Grinch in
It's
the
kind of
swell.
insane.
Small sample.
That is small sample.
So the Grinch is going to steal a win for the Clippers tonight.
Brian's here today, but he's just with his family. I wonder where he is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he should have come on.
Have him come say hi.
He probably he's too respectful though.
No, he's not. What?
I feel like he would be like, no, it's your guys' show. Even though
He does do that.
we could bring back the.
I didn't see him at Coach Lou's presser. I didn't think
No,
he
he's
was
here
here.
with his kids. He's watching
Watching where?
from the seats.
Where?
You know, say. Just gonna start speaking Spanish.
Izquierda or a la derecha? Is that right and left?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
That was good. Your accent needs a little bit of work. But
What are you
lot of
talking
work.
about?
other than
Was it
that-
offensive?
Izquierda.
No, it wasn't
La
offensive. You
derecha.
weren't trying to be offensive.
I would never.
I know. It's all about intent.
Clippers taking on the Houston Rockets here at Intuit Dome. Welcome back in. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Coming up, we got tip-off with Carlo Jimenez. But first, your keys to victory. Well, of course, we've been talking about the rebounding battle a lot. A battle for the boards in this ball game as well, especially since the last time in Houston, where the Clippers were in a close game late, but the Rockets pulled out 115 to 113. You may have remembered a possession late where the Clippers stepped on the line before inbounding the basketball. That did happen as Nico Batum was worried about a 5-second violation and a 2-point loss. The Clippers lost the rebounding battle by 23 in that ball game. If it was just half of that, they might have been able to pull out the victory, as the Houston Rockets ended up with 15 more shot attempts in the game. That's just too drastic of a disparity to overcome. The Clippers have to crash the glass as a team collectively because they don't have their big man in Ivica Zubac, who's good for 12 boards per game. As Carlo was talking about a little bit earlier, John Collins is much more capable of getting rebounds than what we have seen so far this season, but maybe we got a sneak preview against the Lakers with those 12 rebounds he had on Saturday night. It is time for him to step up. Brooke Lopez, obviously, and maybe, just maybe, we see more from the young guys, including Yannick Conan Niederhauser. Tonight for the Clippers, they may need him against a big front line with the Houston Rockets as they're fully healthy and ready to go. Tip-off just 4 minutes away. Carlo Jimenez is on the call. I'm Adam Oslin. We're getting set here at Intuit Dome, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
Dangerous vibes today.
See you guys back here post-game. Remember, the prequels in 7, 8, and 9 are trash. And if
I love
anybody
that.
has those as their favorite, possible serial killer.
Those are my 1, 2, 3 favorite movies, but I can't put them in order. Too good.